Hi, it's Jeremy Katz. I'm here from Ogilvydo with Key Uglow. You have just talked to us about Culture Blocks, which is a blockchain-based digital ownership and sharing system for books. Okay, this is great. Can you please explain it?
You know that there is this abstract notion of ownership that is just as powerful as the physical act of ownership. And I was very interested to see whether or not you could explore that with a digital book. So we were looking at whether you would do this. And the thing about the blockchain is that it's got this wonderful transparency to it. And it's also irrevocable. So once you own something, then you always owned it. And then if you give it away, and you can or sell it, you can see that. I mean, we're not building that platform, and Google are not building that platform. We're just exploring and experimenting in what it means to own something, rather than our normal interaction with the things we own online, which is more of a contract.
We're an agency. We work for brands.
Right.
So it strikes me that in the era of consumer robotics and 3D printing, the idea of digital ownership for consumer products may change too. Do you see any way that the work that you're doing with Editions at Play could have an impact on, say, a shoe manufacturer who may at one point just be selling the plans for a shoe?
I think that what it is a very, blockchain is very interesting and very misunderstood because it has been co-opted by finance as a meme, really. So everyone thinks it is about exchanging money, but it's about trust systems. So yeah, bartering or ownership or any of these things are about trust systems, and a lot of industries are built on the idea that we don't trust each other, right? So yes, it is certainly significant for I think almost any industry to understand that our notions of how we document and own are open.
One of the things, speaking of complex and play, is that you have been talking about a different relationship with reality and information. It's no longer, or purely linear, I should say, in your conception of it. We're dealing with a relationship where reality and information exists as a dimension.
That's true. Virtual reality is a very interesting space, and we all, I think, already are beginning to realize that actually a virtual reality, this is not a virtual reality, this is a visual reality. And that there's not really any reason why that can't be mapped out onto the broader worlds, and all of these projects which are very interested in allowing the information in the world to exist in front of us. They're still very visually focused at the moment. Personally, I'm much more interested in what we hear, because we hear and process sound in 360 degrees, and we process thousands of sounds every second. And our brain is busy doing all of that for us. And yet we don't use that perhaps as much as we could do to allow you to interact with information. Because the tools that we have are the phone and the browser and the glasses. So we are designing for the hardware. So our versions of the future are designed around the technology. So we're behind them. And what would be is much more interesting if we design in front of the technology and then allow the technology to catch up with where the design wants to take it. So this world that we want to live in, this reality that we want to live in, well, I think we are very information obsessed, and we like to stay in tune with information, and it is easy to paint a dystopian vision of that. But I don't have my phone. I haven't looked at it all day. It's fine. I'm still here. You don't have to do it.
Well, thank you very much. So this has been a wonderful conversation, spooky action at a close distance.
Yeah.